Number 10. Grand Theft Auto 5. Up first is one of the few games I've ever actually finished. See, I have what you might call gamer ADD, and so finishing a game is very difficult for me. I usually just like to play for an hour or so a day and relax, but Grand Theft Auto was so fun that I played it from start to finish. The three characters are awesome and very well developed in their story arcs. My favorite of the three was Trevor, who was basically the loose cannon of the group and loses his shit every 5 seconds. One of my favorite aspects of the Grand Theft Auto series in general is the freedom you are given by the game. Don't feel like progressing in the story? That's fine, because there's tons for you to do around Los Santos. You can go golfing, play darts, do yoga, or jump into the fucking military base and steal a jet, then land, bone a hooker, and take all her money after you've had your fun. Everything in this game, from the environment, to the cars, to the gameplay, is absolutely stunning. And, to top things off, once you finish the story mode, you can dive into the online play, where you can commit sin with all of your friends and make other people's lives miserable. I love the variety of mini-games that there are that will keep you coming back for hours. One of the only downsides to the online play is that you have to save up a ton of money for some of the best vehicles and weapons in the game, pushing a lot of gamers towards microtransactions, which I hate with a fiery passion, the likes of which hasn't been seen since my mom stepped on a Lego I left out one time when I was 26. Number 9. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon is a game that I really wanted to buy, but never did because none of my friends did. The types of mission offered in Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon are best experienced with a group of friends you can scream obscenities at over a microphone instead of all by yourself with YouTube up on your computer. Missions require plans to be made before busting in guns blazing into your target area. There are a ton of different environments to play in, including jungles, mountains, and deserts. From what I've seen, they all look beautiful and amazing to explore. The game takes place in Bolivia, and the area of play is huge, including about 20 different areas. There are lots of vehicles to make traversing this monstrous map more easily accessible, although many reviews say that the vehicles control poorly. Wildlands borrows some RPG elements as well, which is fun, including a skill tree that provides you with slight upgrades to various skills, including things like less sniper rifle sway and better reviving capabilities. If you'd like a co-op game that delivers hours and hours of out-of-control gameplay with your friends, Ghost Recon Wildlands delivers. Number 8. Destiny 2. Now, I'm not entirely sure that I can provide a good rundown of Destiny, as I'm so biased towards the company that produces the game. See, Bungie, the developers, they used to make Halo, my favorite game of all time. Then they sold the franchise, and now I'm sad because 343 Studios can suck a fatty. Anyways, my nerd rage aside, Destiny 2 goes on to fix a lot of the problems that the first Destiny had. The thing is, the first Destiny didn't set a very high bar, but was still incredibly popular thanks to its grinding mechanics and co-op play. Loot hunting games are the most fun with friends, and sharing or bragging as you find new items is always a good time. While there were some initial bugs right out of the gate, Bungie has fixed many of these problems. Number 7. Splatoon 2. Unfortunately, Splatoon 2 is another one I haven't played yet, since I just recently bought a Nintendo Switch, and I'm not made of money. However, I did play the first Splatoon on a Wii U that I bought on Craigslist for like $80. Thank God for drug fiends, am I right? Splatoon 2 is a unique take on the squad-based shooter genre in that you play as this weird little squid kid, and you want to get as much ink on the ground as possible. The only problem is that the enemy squid squad wants to do the same thing. There's a huge variety of different weapons, and the game also gives you the ability to buy unique clothing and items that provide you with slight bonuses to your existing skills. You can still run around and earn kills, but focusing your efforts strictly on kills will not help you win the game. Number 6. Pokemon Sun and Moon. Finally, we're back to a game that I have played a shit ton of. Now, relatively, my shit ton is much less than many players, but I definitely beat this game twice and I had a blast doing it. Critics find flaws in the game's slow pacing and cutscenes, but I found them refreshing, especially on my first playthrough. Rather than facing down a gym leader in each new town, you have to take on a totem Pokemon, an extra powerful version of a Pokemon in the area. Doing so earns you badges that grant you the same abilities as all the old games, like being able to control higher level Pokemon you earned in trades. I think the reason I liked Sun and Moon so much was because of how it introduced so many new things to the game. Sun and Moon brought us 81 new Pokemon, Alolan forms of Gen 1 Pokemon, Z-moves, Ultra Beasts, new training and battle mechanics, better graphics, and of course the ability to ride a Tauros as you smash through obstacles in your way. One of the new features in the game that really got my nostalgia boner going was that by scanning QR codes, you could earn the chance to catch some of everyone's favorite Pokemon from other games. The first thing I did was catch a Cyndaquil, which I immediately used to burn the shit out of everything and everyone in my way. Number 5. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Speaking of nostalgia boners, Vicarious Visions went ahead and remastered one of the greatest platformers of all time, originally made by Naughty Dog. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy gives us all 3 Crash Bandicoot games on one disc with much needed upgrades to audio and visual aspects of the game. Your favorite levels have been brought back to life with new textures and an HD soundtrack that will get stuck in your head all day long. A new time trial mode has been added and the original game still shines through all the updates. Crash Bandicoot is back and still punishing you on that goddamn bridge level. Number 4. Mario Kart 8. Back to another game on the list that I have played extensively. Mario Kart 8 is one of the reasons I bought the Nintendo Switch, the other reason being further down this list. I haven't been this obsessed with a Mario Kart game since the Wii version, where I 100%ed the game. One of my favorite things about this game is that Nintendo was kind enough to provide the Switch owners with all the DLC that was previously provided on the Wii U. I personally hate DLC, but I am kind of okay with it when Nintendo does it, because I want them to be successful monetarily so they can continue their tradition of making awesome games. But I digress. Mario Kart 8 is a great racing game. The controls are flawless, the items are a blast, except for that stupid fucking blue shell, and the new 200cc mode is a challenge for sure. My one gripe with this game is that rarely is the computer that difficult to beat on single player. It's usually my lack of skill that defeats me on 200cc. There are a few times where I felt challenged by the game once I got the hang of the faster karts. That being said, where the game truly shines is with friends or online. In this mode is where you will experience the fury of all the items and the pure joy of unleashing hell on your friends. I actually played this game on my wedding day with my groomsmen to stay loose, and it was amazing. Even with the smaller controllers and screen, we didn't have any problem playing. Of course, that's the beauty of the Switch, and while Mario Kart 8 didn't have much competition from other Switch games, it still sold like hotcakes. And that's due to the fact that it's a near perfect Mario Kart game. Number 3. Horizon Zero Dawn. Non-sexualized female character? Check. Different take on an open and post-apocalyptic world? Check. Robot goddamn dinosaurs? Fucking check. Horizon Zero Dawn was highly reviewed by everyone from IGN to Kotaku to the fans. But first I have to get something out of the way. While the game is gorgeous 99% of the time, is anyone going to acknowledge the ridiculous faces that the characters make in the cutscenes? Anyone? No, okay, I'll stop. The highlight, on the other hand, is the combat in this game. There are over 20 different dinosaurs, each with multiple distinct weak points that affect how the rest of the battle with them will play out. The best part of the combat with each dinosaur is that it's up to you, the player, to figure out where their weak points are and what the best way to take them down will be. There's no hand-holding here. You are armed with a couple interesting takes on primitive weapons like bows and arrows, a crossbow, and some more elaborate weapons like a rope that trips those robot bastards. Eventually, you learn how to override the brains of the monsters and can control them to your liking, evening the odds in many fights. Also, you can hop on and ride them, so that's pretty dang sweet too. There's also the aspect of rival tribes in the game, and while they carry the story, they don't offer the same level of intriguing combat that the dinosaurs do. But how could they? We've killed millions of people in games like Battlefield or Call of Duty, but we've never gone toe-to-toe with a 100-foot-tall dinosaur that requires us to scale them as they flail about. If there is a game to get on PS4 that isn't Uncharted 4, this is probably it. Do it. Number 2. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. The game that was so intriguing to me, I forked over $300 at Target on a lucky day they had some Nintendo Switches in stock. This game actually outsold the Switch itself for a time. Up until this system and game came out, I was a huge PS4 fan pretty much exclusively. I also didn't have much time for gaming. Then, Nintendo released this magical console, and I haven't had any regrets over the purchase since. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild takes you on a journey that is familiar, yet distinctly its own. Once you escape the cave you start in, and speak to the cranky old guy sitting by a fire, you're free to explore the world as you see fit. I joked on my Instagram account that this game is just a cooking simulator, but more than a joke is an insight to the extreme attention put towards this game. Objects react in ways you expect, and in ways that you wouldn't. For example, you might know that holding a sword in a lightning storm is a recipe for disaster. But did you know that if you use your Magnesis skill, you can pick up a metal treasure chest, place it in a lake where it will get zapped, and kill all the fish nearby? You probably didn't, but that's the kind of detail we see here. As always, your goal is to defeat the evil Ganon, holding the kingdom hostage. But along the way, you will encounter many different enemies and friends alike. You have endless ways to navigate the beautiful world, including by boat, climbing, gliding, and horseback, or bareback. You can also fast travel to any of the towers you've previously climbed, giving you faster access to much of the world. There are countless weapons for you to discover and armor to find. There are also over 100 shrines for you to discover and solve the puzzles inside. And if you really have a penchant for pain, then you can spend your time discovering all 900 Korok seeds scattered throughout the world. The biggest issue I'm having here is constraining myself to what I need to say. If you really want to experience how immersive this game is, get a good pair of headphones and play in a dimly lit room all by yourself. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild will take you to a magical place that you may have forgotten existed as a gamer. A time where single-player games were amazing and you still had a sense of wonder and discovery about a new game. Number 1. FIFA 18. Seriously? FIFA fucking 18? Listen, guys, I respect the shit out of soccer, but fuck EA for what they did to Battlefront 2, you greedy shits. Guys, it would mean the world to me if you left a thumbs up and shared this video with a friend. Hey, leave a comment down below letting me know which of these games you have.